We're going to be making a espresso and chili rubbed flat iron steak. And what I'm going to start off with here is I have a little bit of crushed red chilies. I have some pepper. We're going to add a little bit of salt to this. And I have some toasted caraway seeds. And the next item I'm going to use is a little bit of Starbucks espresso coffee. And to this, what we're going to do is we want to bring out the spicy flavors from the chilies, the aromatic aromas of the toasted caraway, and we also want to add that to the toasted aromas and the chocolate overtones from the espresso. And with this, we're just going to ground this up, and then I'm going to use this as a rub on a flat iron steak. What I did was I just crusted the flat iron steak. I'm going to quickly sear this and finish this in the oven. Okay. One of the things that we want to do is we want to get some nice caramelization or a nice Maillard reaction to this. What we're trying to do here is get the aromatic aromas from the spices as well as the flavors from the espresso coffee. Now at this point, we're going to just finish this in the oven till we get the desired doneness that we would like on our steak. To accompany our espresso flat iron steak, I'm going to make a tomato jam. What we're going to start off with first is a little bit of oil here. We're going to get it nice and warm. I'm going to start by first toasting some mustard seeds. What we want to do is try to get them to pop and release all the aromas here. And as this is happening, it'll happen very quickly. Then I'll follow with some slivers of some garlic. And we want to saute this. We don't want to brown it too much here. And to follow these items, I'm going to add a little bit of turmeric and a little bit of cayenne pepper. And what we want to be careful with this here, we don't want to cook it at too high of a heat because we don't want to burn the spices. We just want to get the aromas to release, and we also want to toast them as well. The next thing I'm going to do is add some tomatoes. And we're going to add a little bit of chipotle in adobo sauce here. And what you can do here is you can adjust the amount of spiciness you want by varying the amounts of chipotle chili you have in here. And in addition to this, to balance the flavors, what we're going to do is have a little bit of sugar and a little bit of vinegar. And what we're going to do is slowly simmer this until our jam develops. Should take about 10 to 15 minutes. The tomatoes will break down. We'll get all the flavors from the tomatoes and the juices from the tomatoes cooked out and to blend well with all the seasonings and aromatics. I'm going to be making some sweet potato fries. What we've done here is that this is a double frying method. I blanch these sweet potato fries in a low temp at about 320 degrees. Now I'm going to crisp them up and finish these in a 350 degree fryer. And this will get them nice and crispy and bring them back. This is something that you could do ahead of time on the first blanching, and then the final cooking you can do a la minute or just to order. Okay, and once they're done, what I want to do is I'm going to put them on a paper-lined plate or platter just to absorb any excess oil. What I'd like to do is I'm going to season this with a little bit of salt, and I have some pepper. I also have a little bit of cayenne pepper and a little bit of Old Bay seasoning. Now that we have the steak that is done, what we're going to do is we're going to make our sauce. So what I would like to do with the steak is just let it sit aside and relax. In the meantime, what I'm going to do is use all the fond that's in the bottom of the pan, and I'm going to begin by adding a little bit of the shallots. I have a little bit of garlic. These are some roasted garlic cloves that we have here. And we just want to release the aromatics, toast it, and also add the flavor from the roasting process. I have some Syrah that I'm going to use to deglaze the pan. And this will complement the espresso that is in the rub, as well as the smoky flavors from our tomato jam. As we let this reduce, we want to reduce it down to sec or to almost dry, at which point I'm going to add a demi-glace sauce to it. And finally, in finishing this sauce, I'm going to add some currant jelly to this. I want to add a little bit of salt here for seasoning, as well as some pepper. And the last thing we're going to do is finish the sauce with a little bit of butter, with a little bit of whole butter, being careful that I don't let it heat up too much. I don't want the butter to break. I just want it to get a nice finish and add that creaminess to this sauce. To give it a very decadent mouthfeel to this sauce. Now, in finished plating up this dish, what I'm going to do is take the flat iron steak, and we want to get a couple slices off of this. What we have here, we also have our fries, so we'll start with putting our fries on our platter or our plate. Then we have the steak. And what I also going to make very quickly is a very quick salad with a little bit of cherry tomatoes. I'm going to add a little bit of oil to this for some flavor. A little bit of salt and some pepper. Then what we have is our tomato jam that we made. And this tomato jam can also be used for anything that's grilled. We could use it. We could also use it on seafood or poultry as well. And then the final thing we're going to do is we're going to sauce our steak with the fond or the reduction that we made in the pan. Now, if you have any challenges with coffee or caffeine, what you could substitute with would be the decaffeinated espresso. And here we have our espresso rubbed flat iron steak.